Former Liberal MP Pat Farmer has called on Australians to read the Uluru Statement from the heart before they vote on the referendum to enshrine an Indigenous voice in the Constitution. He made the call at Uluru, where he finished a marathon run around Australia to raise awareness for the voice. And the man himself joins us. Pat Farmer, been following your journey, Pat, like so many other Australians. We're so proud of you. But first of all, how are the legs today? And please tell me you didn't go for a morning jog.
No, I absolutely didn't. In fact, it's so good to be able to just put on some normal clothes for a change and get out of the running gear. It's fantastic to sleep in. Yeah, it's been 6 months, every single day, no days off. Approximately 80 kilometres on the road through every conceivable weather condition you can imagine. And whilst I'm no stranger to all of that, this also included a lot of education for people on the road that I would meet, people pulling up their trucks and coming out and having a chat with me, asking me questions about the voice and what it will mean for Australia, asking me questions about all sorts of different things along the way, people in caravan parks, people in communities, people in Indigenous communities as well. So it's been a wonderful exercise to get to know people right around the country.
And were you able to convince people, or what was your pitch, your elevator pitch as you spoke to people? Were they seeking, your assurance, your advice? Were they asking you to convince them? What was it?
Well, Laura, in my closing speech yesterday, when I reached Uluru, when I was there with the Prime Minister, I mentioned to everybody that I felt like this was the culmination of everything I've ever done in my life to this point, to be able to have the tools and the skills to understand the workings of Parliament House, to understand what the Constitution really is and what it's all about, when it was written and why it's taken the format that it has, to have spent time in Parliament myself as a Member of Parliament, and to also have the skills to be able to run around this country and to capture people's attention. And to endure all of that and to be able to converse with ordinary people on the ground in ordinary circumstances. I felt very privileged to be in that position. And so from that point of view, I wasn't coming across as a politician. I wasn't coming across even as an athlete. I was just coming across as a person that had the knowledge that they were looking for. And yeah, I was able to convince a lot of people that originally said to me, "Oh, look, we're against this." And then we sat down and they would say they were against it because they didn't think it was going to hit the ground. It was going to make a difference to people on the ground. It was going to make changes to them. And once I was able to explain to them what I'd actually seen in the communities and the need for things to be pushed from the ground up rather than from Canberra down, they understood the importance of the voice.
In fact, yesterday you said this has been my most worthwhile journey of my life. We had it live here on AM Agenda. I was so happy you did it in my time slot. So thank you for doing that as you arrived at Uluru, because we were able to take it all live and people were able to see for themselves. But tell me, where do you go with running from here? I mean, will you have a little jog later in the week? Are you giving up your running career, or does the body feel pretty good?
My body needs a lot of work, to be quite honest with you, to get it back to some sort of shape again. As you can see, I need a good shave and I need a haircut and a bit of tidying up. But yeah, all things considered, I'm really pleased with my recovery rate. My feet were swollen last night, and this morning I woke and was almost ready to go again, although I'm glad that I don't have to. So I feel that I'm purposely equipped to be able to do multi-day events and multi-day things. So wow. I'm not sure what the future holds for me, but I'll wherever I can stay active, wherever I can draw attention around important needs and concerns right around the world, I'll certainly continue to do that.
I once ran one marathon and I cried. So I'm intrigued to know when you're running 100 Ks, for example, in one day, is the first 10 kilometres the hardest? Is the middle bit the hardest, or is it the last bit?
It's definitely the start is very hard in the mornings because my body's just trying to loosen up again from from the days before, and then down towards the end. So I break it into 3 segments. I have I try and do 30 kilometres from my wake up in the morning from 6 or 7 a.m. through to around about 10 a.m. I try and do 30 kilometres, then another 20 kilometres before lunchtime or before a lunchtime break, which may involve a cup of tea and a piece of toast as I walk along the road, and then another 30 kilometres on into the afternoon before I finish for the day. So that's the 80 Ks for the day. Those are the last 20 kilometres of that end of that run is incredibly difficult.
I'm glad to see that you are human, Pat. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You're making us all feel a little bit better this morning. Look, a pleasure to speak to you this morning. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time. It's been really uplifting. So thank you.
Oh, hey, Laura, thanks so much. And can I take this opportunity to thank not only yourself, but also all of your colleagues there at Sky who've been so wonderful to me and my crew all the way around the country and, checked in on us regularly and have really dug deep to find what's going on the ground and been interested in the real stories on the ground from people on the ground rather than just relying on polling and what else has been said around there. So thanks so much for your support.
They're a good bunch here at Sky News. Don't worry about that, Pat. Appreciate it. I'll see you soon.